Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video tour of my manufactory. Due to the size of the facility, I just didn't think pictures would do it justice, so I want to try my hand at a video. This is my first time ever doing something like this, so please bear with me. Before I start the tour, I wanted to give a brief history of my time with Satisfactory. Will actually help put in perspective just the sheer amount of time I've spent, not only on the factory I'm in right now, but the building I'm going to be showing. If you don't want to listen to me blabber about that, feel free to jump ahead probably to about the 3-minute mark or so, and that should be about where I start showing the actual building. So as of this recording, I've spent around 1,700 hours in Satisfactory. In that time, I've built 4 factories, although I don't really count my very first factory, as I barely made it into Phase 3 before giving up on that one. I do technically have a 5th factory that I started with my kids, but that's been kind of stop and go. We haven't done much with it in a while. I completed Phase 4 pre-1.0 with my last 2 factories. Between the two, I spent a total of about 600 hours in the game. This factory here that I started when 1.0 came out, I've already hit about 700 hours on it. Now the reason for the big difference is not only is there Phase 5 now, but I've spent a significant amount of time on the aesthetics of this factory. This building that I'm going to be showing is kind of one of my big experiments with trying to make something look neat, as opposed to just using the flat walls and such. This building, the manufactory I'm going to be showing, I've easily spent probably a couple hundred hours on it. It's definitely the biggest time sink out of anything else I've built with this factory. And hopefully that will show through when I show the actual building. But without further ado, I guess it's time we'll take a little drive over to the building and I can start showing it off. Let me see here. No, too shiny. Perfect. Alright, so let's start heading out. So as I drive here, kind of see I'm trying to make actual roads and such with this factory. The overall factory, I wanted to kind of have a city feel to it, but that's a ways away. If this video actually comes out well, I plan to do another one with to show the whole factory when it's done, but that's still several months away. I'm going to take my little side road here so I don't get hit by my truck as we head up here. So here's the front gate to the manufactory. Some of you may recognize this, as I have shown some pictures of this building. That sign used to say Tech Park, but because my original vision was just a cool high-tech looking facility and stuff. But at the end of the day, its purpose has always been to be where most of the items that require a manufacturer to be produced will get produced in this building. Right now, I'm producing a total of 12 different items in this building, all with manufacturers. The only items I'm not making are the SAM Fluctuators. Primarily, I'm not producing those right now in this building because I don't really need them for anything. Sure, you need them to do some research, you need to build some buildings and such, but they aren't needed to produce other items, so I didn't feel the need to add them to this building. Plus, it would require me to add a whole other section to the building just for that, and I just didn't feel like doing it. The other items that aren't being made here, anything that's radioactive, that's all being produced. Sorry about that. That's all being produced at my nuclear power facility, which is nowhere near my main factory. So surrounding the building, we've got this kind of a security wall going around it. It surrounds the whole building. Again, my original idea was to have it be, you know, highly secure and all that stuff. Just kind of look cool. I also had these spotlights surrounding it. They look awesome at night. You know, they got that stark white spotlight to warn people away or what have you. Problem is, I find when those are on, they cause my frame rate to drop dramatically, so they stay off now. But time moment everyone's been waiting for. Let's head inside. So here's the front of the building. Get out here, and here's where you can really see the scale of this structure. So you can see there are 4 sections to it. Each section produces 3 items. The building has 3 tiers to it. Right now we're underneath the whole structure, which is a little nerve-wracking, but you know. But just continuing to show just the sheer size of the structure. This building has taken so much of my life. I'm very happy to pretty much be done with it. I'm very happy with how it came out, but it's been a lot of work. I know I'll be needing to add, you know, increase production of some items in here and probably add more manufacturers, but the bulk of the work is done. So it's not too hard to add more to it if I have to. But you can see here, I love the coated cement. It's my favorite foundation to use. I use it in everything now. Just being able to play with the colors with it, it just looks so cool to me. You can see I got the power augmenters. I'm probably gonna do something with power line there. I just gonna put that there real quick so I can add that when I needed it. I actually still need to significantly increase the power production of my factory, but that's for down the road kind of thing. But I'll show here real quick. Each of these 4 sections are separated from each other, except for a central shaft that goes up through the entire building. I'll show that in a little bit. That's where all the conveyor belts are for this whole building. But let's head inside. Here's the front entrance to the building. I wanted to kind of give it that, you know, main entryway like what you see in a big office building. You can almost imagine a desk, someone here waiting to do whatever. I worked a lot with the signs, and this building has been a big practice for me, a big experiment, not only for just trying to make a building that looks neat, but also with playing around with using signs for lighting. I absolutely love that, so you'll see a lot of that in this structure. You can see there are 4 floors here. I'm going to go in that door last, but I guess I'll just start going through the rooms. So starting with this room, this floor, when I originally made this factory, or made this building, I had actually had foundations here, because I wanted the first floor there to seem small, because I found that helps with, you know, trying to give scale to the building, especially when you go into a really big room from a small hallway. It looked neat, but because of where I had the conveyor belts, they were clipping through that foundation, and for a while I kept it, but eventually I just decided it didn't look that great, so I got rid of that floor. And the original purpose here with this floor here was to get access to the conveyor belts, but that's not needed anymore. So instead, I just made this neat little pathway here that leads into room with the conveyor belts and stuff. But I'm not going to go in there quite yet. The next floor, this is the utility floor. through here is just where all the power lines go. So in all of my buildings in my factory, I like to kind of hide the power lines as much as possible. So I have a whole floor basically dedicated to them. This is a format that I follow through all the buildings in my factory. There's a floor with the conveyor belts and the cargo containers, which I'll get to in a minute. There's this floor here, the utility floor, where all the power lines are. And then up above is where the actual manufacturers are sitting. And like I said, that's a common theme across my whole factory, whether it be constructors or assemblers or manufacturers or what have you. On this floor, I also have this utility room. Something I've been working on, which is still going to require a lot of time, is I like having these control panels here, or these power switches, here to make it so I can shut off power to the individual items that are being produced. Entirely unnecessary, but it's just a neat idea. In fact, it's this way. I think it's this way. Yeah, in fact, that red building over there with the Christmas tree on it, that's like my main control center. I have power switches going to a lot of the items around my factory here. And again, it was just something I thought would be neat, totally and 100% unnecessary, but it was just fun to do. But I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I don't have this little room on any of the other parts of this building, but I may add it down the road. So this is the power floor, I guess, utility floor. Next is where the manufacturers are. So you can see on this floor here, I'm making computers, the crystal oscillators, and the heavy modular frames. And there's a view of the central shaft. This has been a nightmare for me to make, but it's here. It exists. It's a thing. So to show off what I have here with the manufacturers, so this is what I was talking about earlier. So I got this tiny hallway, you can barely move. Then you walk in, and then you're just in this massive room with all the manufacturers and stuff. I just love that effect. That's just a weird thing for me. Get a little view of the factory again, get a little higher. So, but as you can see, I've got the manufacturers here. In this room, there's only 2. We need more. I got room for more. The conveyor belts. You can still see some of the conveyor belts. I like being able to see the stuff go in. I know some people prefer to have the elevators connected directly to the machine, but I like being able to see the parts go in and out. I can't really see the power lines from this one. That's how I like it. I like hiding those power lines. So that's what the utility floor is for. So the rest of the building is pretty much like this. I'll still go to each floor just to give a quick show. This is a great one because you can see all 4 manufacturers doing their thing. It's just these. I love these massive rooms with the arched windows. And this looks cool when the sunlight's coming through. It's just fun. Let's go take a look at the last floor. So this other floor, again, is where all the conveyor belts are and where all the cargo containers are. This is a very recent development for me. I was struggling with trying to figure out how to get up and down from the other parts of the building here, because as I showed outside, each part of the building is separate from each other except for the central shaft. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, actually. I just wanted to show the quick cargo container rooms and conveyor rooms, This definitely took time to figure out, especially with the manufacturers that have need 4 items coming in. I didn't want this to be super spaghettified, so this definitely took time to figure out. I'm sure there are those of you out there who have cleaner setups than this, but this is what I came up with. I will say the ability to set the conveyor belts to be straight that was added with 1.0 was a game changer for me. It's just like I don't even want to know what this would have looked like without that. So just showing, a different view of the conveyor belts and stuff. Here's one of my favorite creations that I came up with while working on this building. These windows with the lights bordering them. I posted a picture of these a little while back, but I love the way this looks. It looks so cool, and it came out just how I wanted it to. So it's just I'm so happy with this. It gives a cool view of the central shaft. Speaking of, so before we go up, let's go inside. You can see all the items come in and out. Very bottom of the building here. I'll probably show a quick view of that at the end here, but maybe we should look up. I don't know. So this is the insanity of the central shaft of this building. These conveyor belts. This was definitely a project to figure this out. It's still a little messier than I would like it to be. I know if I do this kind of building again in another factory, I'm gonna definitely plan it out better. A lot of what I did with this building, I was kind of making up as I went along. I had a general idea that I wanted it to be tall, I wanted the conveyor belts to be in the central shaft, and I wanted everything that for the manufacturers to be made here. Then that's about my initial plans stopped, and then I just went in, dove in, and worked on it. And just I've learned a lot. I'll just leave it at that. So the hypertubes. When I originally made this, working on this building, originally I had the platforms and stairs going up, trying to loop around through the middle here, but that very quickly ended up not working out because I ended up having conveyor belts that had to go through where the platforms were, and it just wasn't going to work. So the next thing I did was set up a platform and a door along each section of the building here, and then I had ladders that went up, and that just didn't look great either. So finally, I had a kind of a duh moment, and made a hypertube elevator. And this is just I don't know why I didn't think of this at first. Works awesome. So, anywho, you can see here I got the other 3 sections of the building laid out, color coded to match, to show what items are being made, at what part. And the purple, which is at the top of the building, also has an observation deck, which I'll show. So I'm gonna go up to green, just the next level up. See, the lighting is the same color and all that stuff, just to let you know where you are. The rest of the building is not going to be, the rest of the building is going to be mostly like how the first part was. The difference is that entryway that's down there. It isn't connected to these parts, so it's how you get up to each section is a little different. Just this little stairwell. But other than that, it's all the same. At the utility floor with the power lines and everything. Down below was where the conveyor belts are and the cargo containers. still the same setup. And of course the manufacturers are upstairs. A little different setup here. Just a little hallway to get into where the manufacturers actually are. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just the same. It's different colors, different things being made. We'll do a quick little trip up to the orange section, just so you can see how it looks. With the orange lighting, I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, it's all the same stuff. Where the one thing that changes is with the top floor because of the observation deck. But before I go there, I want to start from the very bottom because it just looks neat going all the way up through the purple. Get a cool view of the central shaft here as we go up. And the craziness as we get to the top. I also have glass floor here just because it looks cool. You can really see a view of what everything looks like from the top. It's insanity. Now, the purple, again, everything's the same except the very top floor. Since this is at the very top of the building, I wanted to make it look open. The whole roof is glass. Putting in all those signs and lighting was, I don't know why I felt the need to be crazy and do that. Looks neat. I would say probably the thing I'm most unhappy with this building is the roof. And it's simply because this building is so big. Like when I was showing the view from the very bottom, you couldn't see the roof. You have to get pretty far away from the building before you even see this. And I don't know if I want to do anything about that. It was a lot of work just making that ceiling like it is now. But yeah, I'm probably not. I'm kind of as done as I can be with this building right now. So anyways, let's go up to the observation deck. As you can see, Fix-It, cares about their pioneers, very much so. But here we are, the tippy top of the building. You can see the rest of my factory. I still got so much work to do on that. Yeah, this is the thing. This is this building. This is so many hours of my life thrown away into making this massive structure for no reason, other than I thought it looked neat. Before I end this, one last thing I want to show is where all the conveyor belts come in at the bottom. It's messy. I'll just leave it at that. So this is what it looks like with everything coming in. I guess mentioned earlier, I think if I'm going to do this again, I'm going to do a plan out better what items are going to come in where and where they're going to go to, and probably reorganize what items are being made at what level and all that kind of stuff, because I think this would have been a little bit easier to do. I did my best to prevent clipping, but you can see here these are easily clipping into each other. I think it's yeah, they're clipping here too at this corner. I think I would also make this whole shaft wider, give me more space to work with. I did my best to try to prevent clipping, but it just was too much. Eventually I just got to the point where I just wanted to be done. Let's see if I can get outside. show here. So this is the main corridor where so many items come in to the manufacturer. This goes out to the rest of the factory. There's also, oh, I forgot to show, this is where the plastic and rubber come in. The plastic and rubber are being made on the complete opposite corner of my factory. It's where all my oil products and stuff are being produced. So I actually have 2 trucks coming in. You can't see them, but there's truck stations over there that bring in the plastic and the rubber. That's one of the first things I actually brought to this factory. I think the computer was maybe the first item I made in this building. I think. Could be wrong about that. I don't know. But you know, I have so much stuff coming in here. I had to set up a whole second corridor of conveyors to come in. But yeah, this is the craziness that I have put myself through, all because I wanted to try to see if I could make a building where all the manufacturers are sitting. But anyways, I've taken up enough of all your time. Thank you again if you've actually made it this far through the video. Thanks for sticking through. Hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to hearing from you guys, and let me know what you think. Thank you so much, and talk to y'all later.